My nose is fine now, but now my throat,
yeah,
everything's draining backwards. My throat is just.
That's what happens to me too. It like goes in like waves.
Yeah.
Like your nose is messed up, and then your throat's messed up, and then you're coughing, and then you're good.
Castellanos, 100 million for 5 years. That's not a lot.
100 million. Damn, only 20 a year.
Yeah, I thought it'd be way more than that.
All right, but
we're live. I'm just gonna share the link, man.
mm-hmm.
Be ready to go.
Dude, my March Madness bracket is already so fun.
Oh, mine is completely.
I had Iowa in the Final Four, and I had Kentucky winning it all.
Oh.
And I already have 2 Final Four teams out, bro.
Yeah, I had I know I had Kentucky going far. I don't know if I had them that far, but they screwed me up. Iowa screwed me up. I had Providence losing in the first round, and I had Iowa winning, so that was all messed up.
Yeah, I had Providence losing. There's a lot of stuff I just missed on. USC and Miami, I think I had USC and Miami won.
Yeah, I had USC too.
Davidson, I have Davidson, and they're gonna lose.
Davidson's I had Davidson too. Oh my god.
What's the score?
64-59 with a minute 20 left. It's not.
Oh fuck.
It's not out yet, but
yeah.
For some reason, I chose Indiana.
I did too. I don't
know why. I chose them. I chose Alabama over Notre Dame. I chose Vermont over Arkansas. I chose UConn over New Mexico State. The West for me is completely screwed. Mm-hmm. The West and the East.
Really, my only hope is North Carolina because I have them, I think, in the Elite Eight.
Oh.
Like, I have them beating.
Oh my god. I had Loyola winning. I had Colorado State winning. I picked Chattanooga. Why did I pick Chattanooga?
Wait, weren't they close? Yeah, they were close to beating Illinois.
Oh, I thought I picked Illinois, though. Oh, my God.
What else did I have?
God. I had Virginia Tech going to the.
I had Virginia Tech winning. Yeah.
I had them going to the Elite Eight. Okay. I had them beating Kentucky. I was like, oh, they're going to be the upset team. Like,
yeah.
There's always some.
I mean, it makes sense. I know they shoot it well, so.
Because they won the SEC, so I was like, oh, or they won the ACC. So I was like, oh, like they're going to be that random lower seeded team that just goes off and makes it pretty far. But nope,
of course.
Oh. All right, well, I guess we can start now.
Yeah.
Welcome everybody to the live stream. This is going to be much more of a podcast form of the live stream because not just going to talk Nuggets. We're going to go into detail about the NFL. We're going to talk about the Nuggets, and we're going to talk about the Rockies and the moves that they made and some other baseball moves that happened because those free agency and all that stuff is still very fluid. So, yeah, I guess we want to start off with Nuggets or –
Yeah, we can start with the Nuggets just because it just happened.
Yeah, so Nuggets, they did lose to Cleveland. They lost by 3, 119-116 at Cleveland. The second year in the last 2 years, they got swept by Cleveland. I don't know why. That team just has our number. But yeah, this was – I don't have a problem. Asher, I know you didn't watch this game, but I don't have a problem with them losing this game. I have a problem with the way it happened. Denver was – I mean, they were up double digits most of the game. After the first quarter, they really dominated until like 7 minutes left in the fourth, and then everything started to kind of collapse. I don't think it was a big deal. Cleveland's a really good team. They're 4-6 in their last 10 coming into today, but they've been playing some really good teams. I lost to Philly on Wednesday and stuff. So like they're not playing bad teams. It's just they've been playing good teams. They've been kind of struggling, but they're still a good team. Defensively, they're incredible. Evan Mobley had a really good game. Lauri Markkanen, he was guarding Jokic for majority of it. He did obviously against Jokic. He didn't do a good job, but I think when he got switched on to other perimeter players, he was good, which I didn't expect.
I saw he had 31.
That was the bigger part. Offensively, he was killing them. He was spotting up for 3 a lot. The Nuggets defensive rotations were really, really bad. There's so much miscommunication all the time on it. Um, yeah, Malone, I think this loss is on him. He pushed all the wrong buttons in the fourth quarter and overtime. Will Barton should not have been closing. I know both of us, we defend Will Barton a lot, but he has not had the best week and a half of play. He had a good game in Philly, but that's really been his only good game over the last week and a half. It was not good. He shot 3 for 12 or something. And he missed all his shots. He was taking stupid shots. This was games like this are what Barton haters point out to when they're like, oh, he isos all the time and he makes stupid choices. These type of games don't happen a lot where he just kind of thinks that he's good. I don't know what was going on in his head. But I thought Malone should have closed with Rivers over him. Monte Morris wasn't closing. It was Bones Highland. Everyone thought it was an injury to Monte, but it was just Malone wanted to close over Bones or close Bones over him, which I didn't think made sense. Bones was playing well, but I didn't think he was playing that well. And yeah, I think JaMychal Green probably should have been over Jeff Green. They were hunting Jeff Green.
Jeff Green was closing.
Yeah, I really didn't get that either. I thought JaMychal Green had a great game. The bench really had a good game until the fourth quarter when they started to collapse. But this is another game where the bench very, very much outperformed the starters. I think JaMychal Green should have closed. He had a couple threes today, which was big. I thought his defense and rebounding would have helped. I mean, Jeff Green gave up the rebound, the killing offensive rebound to Darius Garland, and then Larry Markkinen hit the game-winning three. How do you get out-rebounded by Darius Garland when you're sick, when you have 5 or 6 inches on? His rebounding has been a huge problem. Defensively, he's been a huge problem. I think another thing I noticed over the last couple games, really, Malone has started to play his starters a little longer, and he's been staggering a little differently with the bench. Bryn Forbes only played 11 minutes today, and it's because Aaron Gordon closed out the entire first quarter, and Will Barton closed out the entire third quarter, which normally doesn't happen. He waits to get them in earlier. So I think he's starting to get a playoff rotation kind of set. It looks like Bryn Forbes is the odd man out, but I think we've kind of expected based on how he's played. I think Denver's going to be fine overall. They played well for this game. And at the end of a road trip, so losing a game and kind of running out of gas in the fourth quarter, that's not a big deal. But it's just the way that they lost was bad. I thought that Malone kind of it's like he's purposefully trying to. Will Barton kept staying in the game. Monte Morris did not come in.
Yeah,
Rivers didn't come in. They were hunting Jeff Green on switches with Darius Garland, and he was getting to the rim at will, and that's why they lost.
Mm-hmm.
Entry passing is still an issue. They were guarding Aaron Gordon like he was Faku out there. They were literally not guarding him outside the 3-point line, and that is ridiculous. They were actually triple teaming Jokic. Markkinen would front him. Love would help from the weak side on the back. And then the person who's next to the entry passer would also be helping. And nobody could take advantage of it. It was ridiculous. The fact that Denver even had a last shot opportunity to try and tie the game, which was a good shot by Bones. That was
it. Was it open or was it?
Yeah, it was. So it was really dumb. Denver. So Markkinen hits a three. They go up 117, 114. Then Jokic comes down. He gets a quick 2, and there's 25 seconds on the game clock after that. So there's not enough time for you to wait and let him shoot a shot. So you have to foul immediately. For whatever reason, Denver didn't know that. So they wasted time, and then they gave up an and one instead. But Evan Mobley missed the free throw. So it's 119, 116. So they have a chance. Jokic, he got it at the top 3-point line. 2 people closed out on him. He drove and he kicked it out Bones. It was an open shot. He probably could have passed it into the corner to Jeff Green, and he had an opener, a more open 3. But I would rather have Bones take that shot.
Yeah.
Green. So it was a good shot. It was in rhythm. It wasn't anything like a step back, insane three that he just took because he had to. Like, it was a good look. It was legitimately a good look. And for a rookie to be in that position, like I expected him to miss because he's a rookie, and at that big of a moment. So execution wise, defensively was why Denver lost. Rebounding, once again, they could not rebound to save their lives, but also kind of expected considering how big Cleveland plays.
Yeah, that's true. It just sucks with Minnesota winning so much and Dallas winning so much.
Yeah.
And I know having the 6th seed is like probably the better option so that you avoid Phoenix in the second round. But Minnesota is definitely right there. And
Minnesota's right there. This game makes it. Dallas lost today too, which is just the most annoying part. They lost to Philly, so like Denver legitimately had a shot to make up some ground here, but they lost. Standings wise, let's see how they're doing. They are still 2 games up. Well, no, now they're a game and a half up on Minnesota. Minnesota plays Milwaukee tomorrow.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's the thing, right? Minnesota has a super tough schedule.
Yeah, they really Minnesota closes the year really, really tough. Another good thing is they play Dallas twice, so that is going to be huge for us. So
probably rooting for Dallas at that point.
And they play Dallas the next 2 games, or 2 of the next 3 games, or 2 of the next 4. So they go Milwaukee tomorrow, then they go at Dallas, at home against the Suns, and then at home against Dallas, and then on the road against the Celtics, and then on the road against Toronto, and then they play us at home in Denver, and then they close pretty easy. They go Rockets, Wizards, Spurs, and then their last game is against the Bulls. So they close. They have a really, really tough schedule coming up. Unfortunately, Denver also does have a pretty tough schedule coming up. They're kind of right in the thick of it right now, actually. Let me see how they end the year.
No way. What's good? Naked HD. Online strips without glowing. Wow.
What?
Naked HD wrote in our chat.
Oh.
I know. Chat's popping off.
I can't keep. I only have 2 screens. I can't keep watching all this.
It's just a bot.
Oh, it's a bot. Oh, Butter, dude, that's my cousin. Butter, what's up? Hello. We got bots. We're big time now.
I know, for
real. Denver closes rough as well. They have a 4-game homestand coming up next week. They go Celtics at home on Sunday, then the Clippers and the Suns, then the Thunder, then the Hornets, Pacers. We're like in the thick of the tough schedule. Like the tough schedule started with the Pelicans when we beat them a couple weeks ago. Then it went Warriors, Kings, Warriors, Raptors, Sixers. That was the tough schedule. Then it's Cavs again. We got a break with the Wizards and Cavs, Celtics, Clippers, Suns. After that, we close pretty easily. You go Hornets and then the Pacers. Those 2 should be wins. Then Minnesota, which is going to be that's going to be like game 82.
Yeah.
Kind of, because whoever wins that is likely going to keep that playing spot. Then the Lakers, we play on prime time on Sunday, April 4th, their 3rd, which is phenomenal. Then the Spurs, Grizzlies, Lakers. So Grizzlies, Lakers is going to be weird. Grizzlies might be resting some players because they might have already clinched depending on what Golden State's looking like. Then the Lakers, that's going to be a huge game for them. So they're going to be trying. So Denver still has meaningful games coming up, but I don't think they end nearly as difficult as Minnesota does. They have a lot more like games where they should be favored in. So we'll see how that works. Yeah, I think you are right in that you probably want the 6th seed because you don't have to play Phoenix in the second round.
Yeah.
Which I am just terrified of.
I know. That's the one team, I guess, that it's just I think you're losing if you're healthy to them.
Yeah, me too. I think they are legit. They're legit. The Bulls, I don't think that they're a good team.
They're not. I agree.
Like I think they're a good team, but like they.
Oh my God, they're down 20.
They're down 23 to Phoenix right now. Phoenix still does not have Chris Paul, and they are getting destroyed. DeAndre Ayton, I feel like our hypothesis that he's only good because of Chris Paul is being debunked.
It is. It is. Okay, we're back to the CP3 slander. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Yes.
The team is actually good. CP3 doesn't do anything to help it. There you go.
The team is legit. They are legit. DeAndre Ayton's got 20 and 12 right now. Torrey Craig, he's 5 for 5. His last two games.
He went 8 for 8, didn't he?
Yeah, he went 8 for 8 against Houston, and he's 5 for 5 right now. He's 13 of his last 13.
It's so stupid, but Phoenix must have some type of power or something. Like, there's no way Torrey Craig should be 5 for 5 on his last 5 threes. Like, what?
He's working it. Chicago, I think they're not in danger of the play-in yet. Because
it's even crazy that we're talking about a possible play-in.
Yeah,
but yeah,
they were the 1 seed like a month ago.
They're only going to be, what is it? They're only going to be 2 games up on the Raptors, who have
a game and a half. They lose this, they're only a game and a half up. They're only a game and a half up on Cleveland. And no, you're right. There'll be 2 games up on the Raptors.
Okay, yeah.
You're right. Because Cleveland wins, so they get a half game up. Toronto loses. Yeah, so they're it's Chicago is I think
they're reeling. Yeah. I mean,
and they're not even it's because they're not even close in these games with good teams. Like, they're getting destroyed. And a lot of that also has to do with Lonzo Ball not being there. But like, does Lonzo make that much of a difference for you? I feel like he shouldn't make that much of a difference. But
I thought this was kind of going to happen during the playoffs.
Yeah.
I didn't really think it was going to happen like to this extent in the regular season of a fall off, because in the playoffs, just all right, dude, this naked HD needs to.
I don't know if we can. I say it again. Oh my god! All right, can we like? Okay, hide user on this channel.
All right, there we
go. All right.
Cool. But anyways, yeah, I thought the scoring, the 3 best players all being isolation scorers, was going to bite them in the butt in the playoffs. But you're already seeing it in
oh my god,
the regular season.
You can't see that back there. I think you're right. That isolation is not working. Lonzo not being there means that they don't have a point guard. Caruso's been back, but he hasn't. I think he's helped as much as they would have liked.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, they have like defensive players. Like, Caruso's a good defensive player. Derrick Jones Jr. is a good defensive player. Ayo's calling card is his defense. Javonte Green's a good defensive player. Like, they have the pieces around them to make them good on defense, but they just haven't been great on defense. And offensively, I don't know. Like, Vucevic has been really bad this season. Levine and DeRozan, like, they work well together, but it's just like both of them are the same type of ISO player, which is the problem. They need somebody who's more off ball and can succeed off ball and can succeed playmaking for the other. I think that's why Kyle Lowry works so well with DeRozan, but I don't know if Levine's going to work as well.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see. We'll keep watch on there.
There's a lot of interesting teams out there for sure.
Yeah. I think these playoffs are going to be really, really fun to watch, especially in the East.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy that like one of Miami, Milwaukee, Philly, Boston, Chicago, I guess, is going to lose.
Yeah.
This round.
Yeah. Like that's insane. I have a feeling it's going to be Boston out of those.
Yeah.
Out of those guys.
Well, really, Boston?
Or not Boston, Chicago.
You mean Chicago, yeah. I was gonna say, like, I like Boston.
No, Boston. I think Boston is really peaking up at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
They're really good. They're really, really good. All right. Who else? Who else can we talk about? I don't know. Lakers won. They have some breathing room. The Clippers are a team that I think is interesting because they haven't really ruled out Kawhi or PG this season.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
So, like, I think they're waiting to see that later in the year, if they make the playoffs, they win the play-in tournament, or they get a spot from the play-in tournament, whether it's the 8 or the 9 seed, then they might bring one of them back for the playoffs. And then that's
a scary
that's
team.
terrifying.
Just one of them.
Yeah. Because and especially if Norman Powell can come back healthy. I know he's hurt right now, but if he can come back healthy, this team is going to be like horrifying. Because all these guys have now found a rhythm without them, and now when they come back, they're going to be able to come back right to the role, but they're going to be even more developed, which is that's terrifying to think about. Clippers are a really interesting team. I think next year they could be a favorite in the West.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. It feels a lot like the Warriors of 2019 with Curry injury, Curry out, Clay out, and it was all the bunch of like young guys playing, getting experience and everything. And it feels kind of that way with the Clippers. Like you get all these guys like Terrence Mann getting more minutes, Amir Coffey, all these guys just getting more experience, and then you bring in your 2 stars next year, and it gets really scary.
Yeah. Jason Tatum 7 of 9 from 3.
Damn.
He's
been struggling from 3. I thought like this year at least it's worse.
Yeah, well, because earlier in the year he was just horrific, but this last 10 he's shooting 38%.
Damn, yeah. I mean, he's only shooting 33% from 3. That's what I saw that. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it's just because in the beginning of the year he was
I remember
awful. But really since like since like January he's been fine. Or he's been normal. He's averaging 32.6 his last 10. That's insane.
He is good.
Should
we move on to football, you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think.
Okay. So let's just go through kind of the free agency tracker, the trade tracker for every team, at least the noteworthy ones in every division. Try to give you our thinking of that, predict what happens with these teams. So first off, AFC East is listed here first with the Buffalo Bills. They went out, signed Von Miller. 6 years, 120 is what the contract says, but really it's more like 3 years, 51.
Yeah.
And then you can kind of like cut him, release him, whatever after that. And there's no like dead money or anything, I don't think.
Yeah. Honestly, that's a really good contract for Buffalo. Like, you see 6-120, you're like, huh? What? But then you see, and he's averages $17.5 million through his first 4 years because he got so much in guarantees at the start of it. So that's a good deal.
I think this pickup is just like amazing for them because like you look at the Chiefs game, can't get Mahomes on the ground or anything. Your quote unquote number one defense can't get a stop because they couldn't force any pressure because they don't have any edge rushers really, other than like Gregory Rousseau now, who played well his rookie year, but you know, it's not like he was like a good player. I mean, like overall.
Yeah, he's not like an elite guy.
But he's developing. Obviously came into the draft with tons of potential. You didn't know if he was going to be NFL ready, and he played much more NFL ready than everyone thought. So with him, Von Miller coming off the edge, I think that is a terrific pickup for them. They also had OJ Howard, backup tight end, which is nice because I feel like they like to run a lot of vertical tight end stuff with Dawson Knox, and OJ Howard pretty much fits that mold too. And then Roger Saffold too, good offensive guard from Tennessee. So that's a solid offseason for Buffalo.
Yeah, really solid offseason. I think they definitely improved. I know they released Cole Beasley, and they re-signed Isaiah McKenzie to a 2-year deal, so it looks like McKenzie's going to take Beasley's role.
I still think they need another receiver. Whether
I don't know, because if Gabriel Davis, he's not gonna put up 200 yards and 4 touchdowns every single game like he did against Kansas City. But if he can if he can become a legit number two, I think Diggs, Howard, or Diggs, Knox, first tight end. Howard's really good number two, honestly. I think Davis is good. McKenzie's good. They have a good backfield. They probably do need one more, and they could look at that in the draft. Do they have a first this year, or is it Minnesota's?
No, I don't think they traded that.
Because I know they gave up
first.
They gave up two for.
Did they really?
They gave up two for Diggs, I think. They gave up at least one. I don't know if it was last year's or this year's.
I'm pretty sure they have a pick because it's given me.
If they have a first round pick,
they have the number 25 pick.
Okay, then I could see them using that on a receiver or maybe a corner, because I think they beef up their secondary a little bit.
I was thinking, especially with Levi Wallace leaving too.
Yeah,
I was kind of thinking more of like a veteran type of guy, I guess. Like I know they brought in Emmanuel Sanders last year, but I feel like Jarvis would work out here.
Jarvis would be good.
I mean, Julio obviously too, but Buffalo is a hard place to kind of get players to come. So
yeah, I mean, who knows? Von Miller went there. I feel like the NFL has a lot less of that stigma of like it's a bad city. I don't know why it does, like compared to the NFL or MLB, but
the NBA,
the NBA and the MLB, but yeah. So I don't know. I think Julio would be a really good addition there. I think Julio would fit really well. You get like a legit jump ball receiver, a guy who can just athlete everybody else. I think that'd be perfect.
Yeah, but yeah, the Bills. Everything was pretty much on Josh Allen last year, and now they got some help on the defensive side. So I really like them. Dolphins next up in the AFC East. They signed Teddy Bridgewater, probably the best quarterback on their roster, if we're being honest. So, I mean, that's a good pickup because if Tua goes down, you're not really falling off or anything. And Teddy comes in, especially in that offense, the Mike McDaniel offense. Successful with Jimmy G, you can be successful with anyone. Especially with these two speedy running backs that they got, I think really fits that game plan super well.
I think Miami, their running back additions have been really, really good. I think that was probably their biggest weakness last season. They had no run game, and they were so over-reliant on Tua and Jalen Waddle. For them to be able to get Chase Edmonds and Raheem Mostert, both of those two really good running backs, a really good 1-2 punch. Edmonds is really good out of the backfield.
I think Edmonds is like really talented.
Me too.
Yeah.
I honestly, I thought that. I mean, every time he touched the ball in Arizona, it seemed like good things happened.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm surprised that they didn't fight a little harder to keep him back. 2 years, 12.6. I mean, that's not a lot. That's not a lot.
I know that's less than what Melvin Gordon got. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm watching Colgate, Wisconsin. This Colgate dude literally has hit like 4 threes in a row.
Is it a close game?
It's 40. There's still 15 minutes left, but it's 40-37 Colgate. This guy literally, he just hit one from like the logo. The logo goes pretty far, but it was like a far.
Oh yeah, dude, Teddy Allen. Oh my God, State. That dude is insane. He's insane.
I know. It was funny. He was taking like every shot, but
I know
dude, he was making. Oh my God, that and one that he got like off a steal.
Yeah.
To close it out. Oh,
he was insane. He's gonna be like. I hope he's not the guy who just goes insane in March and then.
I know he definitely
because like personality wise, he's gonna be so hated in the NBA, and it's gonna be incredible to see teams just like get so mad that he has emotion.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, back to the NFL, back to the Dolphins. They re-signed Emmanuel Ogbah, which I think is, what they had to do because he's a stud. So that was a great job re-signing him. Signed Connor Williams. I know he has like issues with penalties and stuff, but I think if he's not causing penalties, he's actually pretty good. And obviously that O-line has struggled the past really lot of years. So that's a good addition. Cedric Wilson, a good addition. Preston Williams, a good re-signing because I know Tua loves throwing balls. But I think that's his best pass is the back shoulder type of throws down the sideline, and that's what Preston Williams is good at. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's a good offseason for the Dolphins, all things considered.
Yeah, I think really active free agency. They still have a decent amount of picks too.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, they do.
they do have a first round pick this year. They can use that on whatever. They I don't know if they have a lot of needs, but they I think they'll be good.
Yeah. New England really didn't do anything. I don't even think we have to spend time talking about them.
They got Mac Wilson. I think that's a pretty good addition.
Oh yeah. They did trade away Chase Winovich. That's right. Juwan Bentley they got back. Devin McCourty they got back. Matthew Slater they got back. I think the New York Jets. I think they had a really underrated offseason as well. I love the Laken Tomlinson pickup.
Yeah.
If you get like Becton on one side, you get, whoever in the draft, Neal or Conwu or whoever, to play the other tackle, and then you put Laken Tomlinson in there. I mean, that's a really good offensive line.
Yeah, much improved from last year.
Yeah. I love what this front office is doing. Like they're doing like the opposite of what the previous front office did with Sam Arnold, which is what you needed to do. You build up the O-line. You're giving Zach Wilson some weapons. They re-signed Braxton Berrios. I think they probably still need a lot more weapons too. Maybe they draft a wide receiver with their second first-round pick. But yeah, the Jordan Whitehead I think is a good pickup. I feel like he was like really underrated with the Bucs. I don't know, like every game I watched with the Bucs, he was kind of just flying around everywhere.
Yeah,
I thought
he was.
And I'm like, why doesn't this guy get talked about more? Like he literally just doesn't get talked about. So I don't know. Maybe he's actually like not that good. I just don't know. I just this game I watch, it seems like he hits hard and stuff like that.
No, I think Jordan Whitehead's a really good addition too.
Yeah. DJ Reed, the corner from the Seahawks, he says he should be a first-team All-Pro. So there you go. Maybe he'll play up to that. Yeah. And then LaMarcus Joyner, I guess, just a good re-signing who can kind of play a safety like Jimmy Ward role with Robert Saleh. And CJ Uzomah, we didn't even talk about him. That's a good pickup.
Yeah, I didn't expect him to leave, honestly. That is a really good pickup. If he can stay healthy, injuries have been a problem for him. But if he's able to stay healthy, that's a really good. He's a really good safety blanket type of guy for Zach Wilson. Because Zach Wilson needs kind of a. I think he's a quarterback who he looks for the big play first, and I think he kind of needs to learn to like take a step down a little bit.
Yeah.
I think CJ Uzomah is a good step for that.
That is true. All right. AFC North, the Ravens, they lost out on Zadarius Smith somehow. I don't even know what like it's not like he failed his physical. I don't know what
backed out. Has he signed anywhere? He hasn't signed anywhere else yet, right?
No, he hasn't. No. But they did get Marcus Williams from the Saints, but I think is a huge pickup for them.
Yeah.
Because that pass defense was just horrendous, especially after whatever his name is. Humphrey got hurt. That defense was atrocious. And they also get Michael Pierce back, which is just a good run stuffing D tackle. So yeah, I mean, especially if they got Zadarius Smith, that would have been a really good offseason. Yeah, but this is still decent.
Yeah, I think I think it's good that Baltimore didn't kind of overreact after what happened last season.
Yeah,
I tweeted out. I said that I think Baltimore is a lock for the playoffs next year. I still think they're the best team in the AFC North, even even regardless of Cincinnati, because I think Baltimore would have won that division pretty handily if they're fully healthy. And I think that they would have been in the playoffs if just Lamar is healthy and everybody else still goes down. But you still have J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards. Those guys are healthy with Lamar. I think if you draft another receiver, you keep them going and you're good. And that secondary was just, I mean, they were injured. They were so banged up the entire year. Marcus Williams is a good piece. You get Mon Humphrey back healthy. I think this team is still like a Super Bowl caliber team.
Yeah, I agree. It just sucks that they got to play in the AFC North because this division could be the second best division of like NFL history.
Yeah.
Behind the present day AFC West.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. The Bengals, I think, did pretty well too, bringing in Alex Kappa. Obviously, their offensive line is the main issue on that team, and They brought in a guard. Maybe they go and get Lyle Collins as well, which is probably pretty
huge.
likely, actually.
Yeah, I have a feeling that he's going to go there. That'd be huge for them.
That would be
that would improve their offensive line so much.
Mm-hmm.
Hayden Hurst coming was huge. I think Hayden Hurst is really good.
Yeah, especially after Uzama left.
Mm-hmm.
And then BJ Hill, he's a good player too that they re-signed at D tackle. So, solid offseason for the Bengals, which could turn into really good offseason for the Bengals if they bring in Lyle Collins.
Yeah.
And then the Browns, the big news of the day. Somehow Deshaun Watson, after saying no to the Browns, said yes to the Browns.
Yeah. Money talks.
Yeah, literally.
Money
230 talks. Fully guaranteed million.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah. But I mean, he strictly football. I'm not even going to get into whatever he deserves that football wise. And yeah, that is the Brown. This is what the Browns needed, because this team has always been so talented on both sides of the ball. Mm-hmm. And now that they get a top tier quarterback, I mean, this team is very dangerous now.
Yeah. Didn't Watson already get an extension in Houston? Or is he still on a rookie deal?
I think he's still on a rookie deal. He's only making $1 million or something, I saw.
Wow. Okay. Well, then I thought he already got an extension, which is why when I saw this contract, I'm like, what the heck? Is this other contract for the next 7 years or something? But, no, okay, yeah, but I really like this. It was so. Yesterday was really funny with all of this because it
was today, wasn't it?
Well, the trade went down today, but yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Baker Mayfield, he requested trade. Yeah. And at first it came out that the Browns want an adult at QB, and then Baker Mayfield was like, all right, well then let me leave. And then Deshaun Watson said no, and then no, you can't go.
Yeah, the Browns were like, we are not, whatever the verbiage was, we're not
accommodating your trade.
Yeah, exactly. This is what they said. Accommodating.
And then somehow
but it's funny. It's funny. They're like, we want an adult at quarterback, and then they just go.
They get Deshaun Watson. That was the funniest part to me. But yeah, I don't know what exactly is going to happen with Deshaun Watson legal wise. I don't think either of us kind of want to get into that right now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think this obviously a major upgrade over Baker Mayfield. I think Baker Mayfield's a good quarterback when he's healthy. I think if he had just sat out last year, this trade probably doesn't happen with all his injuries that he had. They still do get Amari Cooper too, which is a true wide receiver one. That trade looks even better now because of this. Now they don't have any picks.
I know, literally
for a while.
Yeah.
But
that was a good. Yeah, I mean Cooper and Watson. That's going to be a great fit, and they might even bring in Watson's buddy, Will Fuller as well, who's a free agent, which would be
pretty good.
Great as a deep threat for them. I mean, you roll out Cooper, Peoples-Jones, Fuller, Schwartz as a fourth man guy. That's a pretty good receiving core. Jakeem Grant, who they just signed as a fifth guy. He's more of a special teamer. He's a great returner. So that's a pretty good pickup for them. And then
maybe they bring back Jarvis Landry. Maybe he's I
know. I think he could come back. Jadeveon Clowney could come back. So there's still some guys out there. I like the Chase Winovich trade just as a guy opposite of Myles Garrett. I think he's solid. He's not, great or anything, but he's a solid guy that can definitely get to the quarterback. So I think that was a good move for them. And then, when you got Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward, John Johnson, this is a good, really talented team.
Really, really talented. Cleveland is going to be a contender in that division for sure.
Mm-hmm. And then the Steelers, I thought they had a great offseason too. I mean, Mitchell Trubisky, that they're going to be better than they were last year, obviously. And last year they made the playoffs with one of the worst starting quarterback seasons. Probably the worst starting quarterback in the league last season.
Yeah.
So and obviously Trubisky is an upgrade over that. Obviously Trubisky is an upgrade over Mason Rudolph. And it's cool to see Trubisky get a second shot because everyone was blaming him for the Bears struggling and everything.
Yeah.
When I think it was a lot more to do with Matt Nagy, which showed because he got fired. because I mean Trubisky's best strength, I feel like, is his mobility, and Nagy didn't incorporate any of that.
Mm-hmm. He made him a strictly pocket passer.
Yeah, I know.
Which was so odd, and he would try to do that with Justin Fields too.
I know, that's
just so weird.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a good signing for them. It'll be cool to see what Trubisky does. That defense gets even better, adding Miles Jack, Levi Wallace. This defense is still going to be amazing, and I think the offense gets better. So that's a really good team too. James Daniels, who they brought over from the Bears, is a good signing too on that offensive line.
Their offensive line was a huge problem last year.
Yeah.
They're able to keep that going. I think they'll be good.
All right. AFC South, the Texans. They didn't really just like re-signed all their guys. Didn't really do anything other than that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, who do you think wins the AFC North? Like, if you just had to choose a team, like right now.
Choose a team right now?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with. Man, I don't know.
It's so tough.
I don't know how Cleveland's gonna look. I think we know how Baltimore looks when they're fully healthy, and they're really good. Cincinnati, I mean, it feels like they didn't have that good of an offseason because they lost a lot of people, but they also, I mean, they did gain a lot too.
Yeah, I know.
So,
but it's like, are they gonna like fall off?
Yeah, are they gonna have like are they like a Jaguars type of thing? Like, I know, like, where they have like one really good year, then they fall back down to earth extremely fast. I hope to God not, because I really like that team, but just off of first look, I would go Baltimore.
Wow, Baltimore.
I think they're the most talented team in that division.
I still think, I don't know, they did lose. It doesn't even say it here. I guess it doesn't say the loss. They did lose Anthony Everett, that other corner that they had playing a lot last year.
Yeah.
So I feel like, I mean, the pass defense is going to get better. I still think it could be an issue. I don't know. I'm just going to say the Browns, because the Browns are my Super Bowl pick last year. So I'm right on the Browns now that they actually have a great quarterback. We'll see we didn't even talk about Baker. They're going to get a pick there, at least a third, probably a second or a third, I guess.
At least a third.
Yeah. I feel like he's going to go with the Colts, which is also interesting because the coach or whoever, the GM, literally just apologized to like Jim Irsay about trading for Carson Wentz because his leadership stuff is weird. And then the Browns say they want an adult. So the Colts, who don't like Carson Wentz as a leader, is going to get a guy who's described as a kid as a leader.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about those Baker reports, because like I don't think that he's like a kid.
Yeah, I know. I don't either.
Like I don't think I know he had his problems off the field in college, but I think like in the NFL he's been fine. I feel like I don't know, maybe the commercials or whatever are too much for them. I don't know.
I have no idea.
We'll see. I think Baker's still a very competent NFL quarterback. I don't,
especially when he's healthy.
Yeah, when he's healthy, because and you have the right pieces around him. I think Indianapolis is a good spot for him if he wants to go. Indianapolis, by the way, they did nothing. They got Yannick Ngakoue, which I think is a good.
I think that's actually really good.
Good trade. I mean, they only give up Rock Yassin, who's not good at all.
Yeah, I feel like it's good for the Colts because like their only pass rusher was DeForest Buckner. Yeah, I think that showed, especially towards the end of the season when they couldn't win those games to get into the playoffs. They just didn't have like a big time playmaker, really, other than DeForest Buckner on their defensive line. And Yannick Ngakoue can give you that. I know he's been on like 5 teams in 5 years, so it doesn't look like he's that good. But it's weird. He's like one of those players where he's like good enough for other teams to really want him, but he's like not at the point where teams want to like give a huge extension. So I don't know. But I mean, he's solid. And I think he forces fumbles and everything like that. So I think that's a great pick.
Yeah. I think it's a really good pickup for them. But yeah, besides that, they just re-signed off the line. They re-signed Mo Cox. I think if you talk about Baker going there, I think offensively they're really good. They give a first round pick for Wentz.
Wasn't it that? Yeah, I mean the Eagles have 3 first rounders, so they must. Wasn't it that thing where it's like if he played like 75%, the second rounder gets bumped into like a first rounder or something like that?
I don't remember.
Let me see. Carson Wentz, Eagles trade.
If he.
Yeah, that pick turned into a first rounder after Wentz played over 70% of the snaps.
Oh my God.
So yeah, they did trade a first.
Okay, so then never mind. I was gonna say maybe they could go and get another receiver because I think they probably need another receiver if they're gonna go after Baker. But then they're gonna have to give up a pick for Baker anyway. So I don't know. Who knows?
Is T.Y. Hilton a free agent? Or is he under contract?
I think he's under contract for a while.
No,
I think
he's a free agent.
Oh, okay. Well,
I mean, it's not like he's like good anyways.
Yeah. Because I know Michael Pittman's really good. But besides that, they don't have like a true receiver.
Like Zach Pascal's all right, but
that roster still needs some adding too.
Yeah, I agree.
Who knows? Maybe they go get Jarvis Landry. Maybe they go get
I mean, there's
Beckham. I don't know.
Yeah, there's still a lot of options out there.
They do. They do.
All right. The Jaguars, they went on a spending spree. I actually like don't even mind this. Like I know like people are like, all right, what are the Jags doing and all this? But it's like I like that they're really trying, and I feel like they're shifting the culture, which they obviously had to do after the whole Urban Meyer stuff. So, I mean, bringing in all these new players, maybe that culture changes. I love the Foyesade Oluokun and Foley Fadukasi pickups for them because I think Foley is a great. I mean, he had a terrific year with the Jets as a run stopper. And then Oluokun is like one of those guys where he can fly around the field and have big hits and cover pretty well. So I love Oluokun.
Yeah. I didn't even know they signed Darius Williams.
Yeah, they just did. It might have been today or yesterday.
I woke up at 2 today, so I woke up to the Deshaun Watson news and I'm like, wait, what? So yeah, that was I'm a little behind on some of that stuff. But that's a pretty good deal too.
Yeah, that is.
Helps with that defense because like almost all their big moves, Brandon Scherf, Cam Robinson, Evan Ingram, Christian Kirk, Zay Jones, all of that is offensively.
And I like those too.
Yeah, I like those moves. So getting Darius Williams, Foye Oluokun, and Fadukasi, they were able to beef up that defense. I still don't think they're going to be good next year, but they're definitely going to be competitive enough to where they're not going to have the number 1 pick 2 years.
And at least like these guys that they signed are like younger, Yeah. So like they'll stay around for a while. Yeah. Like Christian Kirk. I know people are like harping on the contract or whatever. It's probably an overpay, but it's like he played pretty well when D-Hop was out. So I mean he's decent. He's a decent player. And then Evan Ingram, I like it too. Like he has potential. I know he's had potential for a while, but I mean he's got that speed that is desirable at the tight end position. I know the hands is what has held them back a while, but I mean that's still a pretty good pickup. Zay Jones, he had a solid year with Oakland, so pretty good offseason for them.
Yeah, I would much rather a team go all in than them just kind of keep the money and do
yeah. I mean, it kind of reminds me of like the Rockies, but with the Chris Bryant signing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I like it, I guess.
I like it too.
All right, Tennessee Titans got Austin Hooper, I think, just like a couple hours ago, which is a good pickup for them. Ben Jones, they re-signed. Harold Landry, this was the huge one that they re-signed Harold Landry.
Yeah.
I think he's a stud. I think he's so good. And with Bud Dupree healthy coming off the other edge, and then you got Jeffrey Simmons up the middle, that's a scary pass.
Yeah,
as we saw in the Bengals game.
That line is going to destroy teams. Yeah. Harold Landry's a huge part of it, so getting him back is really, really good. I still think they need some stuff in the secondary.
They do. But
that front seven is really, really, really good.
We'll see. Hopefully Caleb Farley, who they drafted last year, I feel like I've not heard that name.
I know he was a guy that Denver I thought
I know
Denver
he was
really
good. I actually thought he was better than Surtain coming out of the draft.
Mhm.
If both were healthy. So yeah, I mean, hopefully he is healthy and hopefully he can be good for them.
Mhm.
All right, here we go. The AFC West. Oh,
Huge quarterback news. Josh Johnson, baby. Yes, sir.
let's go. Josh Johnson, great backup. He actually, I mean, he played decent with the Jets, but
Yeah, I think he's a good backup quarterback.
mm-hmm.
Really good backup quarterback.
Yeah, the Broncos get Russell Wilson for a trade with I don't regret like anything in this deal really. I mean, you had to do this and I like the deal. So yeah, that was great. Randy Gregory, I love that signing too.
Mm-hmm.
After it looked like he was going back to the Cowboys, I'm like, damn, because I knew that he was on the Broncos radar.
Yeah.
But then he switched or something and then got him, which I think is great because when he's healthy, when he's not suspended,
Yeah.
he's a beast, really.
I mean, I saw one thing. It said that he only played like 38% of the snaps that he could have last season or something. I don't know if it was that low, but he is something about 38% of defensive snaps played, and he was still top 10 in pressures. I think a lot of people, when they look at pass rushers, they only look at sacks, and I think that's. I mean, it obviously sacks means that you finish the play, but you look at Gregory was top 10 in pressures. He was top 10 in hurries. He was top 10 in quarterback hits. It's just sacks. He wasn't there. So, and I think that also had a lot to do with Micah Parsons being on the other side. He took a lot of them away. So I think he'll be really good. I really like the signing.
And I love the DJ Jones signing.
DJ Jones, that was huge. That was huge.
Because he's like, I think he's been like top 3 or something since like 2017 and like some next gen stat of like getting into the backfield, like some tackles for loss.
He was second in he had, I think, 12 tackles for loss last season, which for a nose tackle is like that's a lot.
Yeah.
He's second to Aaron Donald in the league for defensive tackles in tackles for loss.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly what you said, just a big dude to kind of stuff the run.
Yeah. Just desperately what the Broncos needed.
It's desperately what the Broncos needed. They needed somebody like that. I think that front seven 100% improved. I think even losing Shelby Harris, you're able to make it back with Randy Gregory and DJ Jones now.
DJ Jones is probably better than Shelby.
I think, Shelby Harris was much better as a pass rusher.
Yeah, that was his thing. But
as a run stuffer, Shelby Harris wasn't the greatest.
Mm-hmm.
DJ Jones is exactly that. You saw Draymond Jones is phenomenal all around.
And we keep forgetting about Draymond. That defensive line I think is gonna be good. With
that defensive line is much
Gregory and then the 2 Joneses. I think hopefully this is the year. I thought it was gonna be last year of like a Draymond breakout. Draymond. And I think this year, hopefully.
This is the most stacked line he's played on.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Hopefully, I think he'll be able to kind of explode this year. I think with a healthy Bradley Chubb, hopefully he's able to stay healthy. You have him and Gregory on the outside. You have DJ Jones, Mike Purcell, Draymond Jones inside. That's a really that's a great front 7 or front 5.
And re-signing Josie Jewell was really good too. Mm-hmm. And then I guess they just brought in Alex Singleton, the guy who like all Eagles fans hate. But he's just gonna play special teams.
He'll be special teams. Yeah.
So.
The Josie Jewell deal likely puts Denver out of contention for Bobby Wagner. I know Russell Wilson.
I don't think that was going to happen.
I didn't think that was going to happen anyway. They did today. I thought it was pretty interesting. They restructured Tim Patrick's extension, which is like insane considering he signed it like 5 months ago and he already restructured it, which is, kudos to him for being like, that's legit being a team player. So he converted a lot of it to a signing bonus. It freed up like $5 million in cap space, which is a lot.
Damn.
So that tells me that they're looking for somebody. All the Broncos reporters are saying they're still looking for a corner, which I think is a more pressing need than a lot of people think. Obviously, right tackle is kind of the glaring thing. Hopefully, you're able to get Lyle Collins, but
that would be huge.
If you get Lyle Collins, that's phenomenal. But then you don't really have enough cap space to make another big move.
Yeah, really, the corners. Like I know that's a huge need. I think right tackle is a bigger need. I think I mean, yeah, corners a need because like one of these guys is going to get hurt at some point.
Yeah,
but
and I think
theoretically Ojemudia I think is a good corner 3, and then Asong Bassi also.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, I think they said George Payton in the Randy Gregory press conference today said they are still looking at bringing back Bryce Callahan and Kareem Jackson, and if they bring those guys back, I think you're set.
Especially Bryce Callahan, yeah.
Bryce Callahan is really, really good. Unfortunately, he is like the guy who I think would get injured a lot, but I think you bring him
Darby back, for sure.
Yeah, I think if you bring him back, I think you still have enough depth to have a very, very competent secondary. And I think Kareem Jackson, I think he's still great, even at I don't know how old he is, but he's getting up there in age, but he's still phenomenal on the back end. I really like. I would still strongly consider bringing him back for at least one more year to get Caden Stearns ready for next season or the season after. Yeah, and I mean, they did sign Calvin Anderson. He could be the starting right tackle for sure. I wouldn't mind bringing back Bobby Massey.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
I think he played much better than either of us anticipated. Yeah, I think we'll see what happens. But I honestly, I think if you just bring back Callahan and Jackson, I think this is a very, very successful free agency period.
I agree. Yep. Kansas City brought in Juju Smith-Schuster, which I think is a great move for them because I always thought that they need another wide receiver, another bigger wide receiver, a wide receiver who changes their pace, because like all of these wide receivers are just like small, under 6 foot speedsters, and having Juju there with Mahomes, who likes to throw the balls up to have his wide receiver win against a defensive back. Juju, big receiver, can hopefully do that for them. So yeah, I mean, this was rumored really the entire since the offseason started, and
even last year, people thought it was going to happen.
Yeah. But yeah, I like that move. Justin Reed replaces Tyrann Mathieu, so that's pretty good for them. It's pretty much it though for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
The Raiders, they went crazy. I feel like the Raiders had a choice at the beginning, or as soon as Russell Wilson got traded. It's like they had a choice, I feel like, of should we trade Derek Carr, because this division is way too good for the team right now. Do we trade Derek Carr and you just rebuild whatever and just wait for this division to pass into a worse division in the coming years? So do you either trade Derek Carr or do you go all in and try to compete with this division? And they chose to go all in, which I like. I guess. I mean, not as a Broncos fan because they're a good team in the division, but it's cool for them. Brought in Chandler Jones first, which I think is a good move for them. Definitely huge. Chandler Jones and Max Crosby coming off the edge is going to be really scary. Bilal Nichols, I think, is a good signing for them too. He's still, I think, only like 25, and he's had a pretty good run with the Bears. And then you bring in 2 corners who they desperately need too. Anthony Everett, as I said, played a lot with the Ravens last year as the corner 1 after Humphrey got hurt. And then Rocky Yassin, I mean, he's whatever, but depth.
The only thing I remember from Rocky Yassin is that Cortland Sutton stiff-armed him halfway to China in the game against the Colts. This is all I remember. But it's definitely some depth that they definitely needed out there.
And then obviously the big trade of Devontae Adams, traded a first and a second for him, and they gave him the most money in the world as a free agent, as a wide receiver. So I mean that is crazy, really. This team, all these teams are so good, dude.
Yeah,
it's so tough.
Yeah, this I think, like, we'll talk about the Chargers next, but like this team is, or this division is so loaded. I think you look at, honestly the most complete rosters are the Chargers and the Broncos because of their balance on both offense and defense. Chargers made a lot of moves defensively. Denver made a lot of moves offensively, or one big move offensively to bolster that. And I think the Chiefs, they still have defensive issues in the secondary. Justin Reed helps, but you have to lose your quarterback of that defense and Tyrann Mathieu. You still don't have any great corners out there. Mm-hmm. Vegas still has a lot of issues in the secondary. Obviously, getting Everett and Rockies help, but I think they have Trayvon Mooring out there. They have a phenomenal front seven, but corner-wise, they still are rough. Yeah. But in terms of like talent that the Raiders have, is incredible. Offensive,
especially on the offensive end. Yeah. I don't know, Adams, Renfro, Waller, Bryan Edwards, who they didn't even have to give up in this pack. Mm-hmm. I feel like the Packers would have wanted him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is just a crazy trade. I know I'm like low on Devontae compared to other people, but I mean, he's, a top 7 receiver, I would say, in the NFL, which when you add a top 7 receiver, I know everyone says he's the best in the league. I don't think he's best in the league. I think I know top 7 just sounds so like disrespectful to Devontae Adams, but it's like, I mean, I would take not a lot, but 5 or 6 receivers over Devontae. Mm-hmm. But still, that's a great pickup. He is 30. He's 30 years old.
Wow, I didn't know he was 30.
So I mean, he's getting up there, but at least he's not like a physical freak that might like their career might fall off a cliff pretty fast. He's more of a finesse guy. So yeah, what were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say like I knew that you were a little lower on Devontae Adams than the rest of kind of the football consensus, and I think this trade is gonna prove your hypothesis on whether he is like if Aaron Rodgers made him, I think it's a little skewed because he does go to him and Derek Carr. They played college together. They're very good friends, and I think Raiders offensively have a lot more weapons than the Packers did. You obviously look at Waller and Renfro and Edwards. You have Josh Jacobs out of the backfield still. So he'll have much less pressure on him to make plays than he did in Green Bay because there's just so much more outside. However, he has Derek Carr instead of Aaron Rodgers, so that also helps. Yeah. Derek Carr is very good. He's just not Aaron Rodgers.
The thing with Devontae is like he's not the fastest. He's not the biggest. He's not the guy who gets 50-50 balls. He's not great after the catch, or not as great as like a Jamar or like DJ Moore or whoever. He's a great. It just feels like every single pass to Devontae from Rodgers is
Aaron Rodgers
perfect pass into a small window. It's not like Devontae's covered. It seems like a lot. Mm-hmm. And we kind of, the Niners game, Rodgers drops back to pass and no one's open, and all the Devontae's catches were screens, little bubble screens that they feed him the ball a lot. Yeah. But drives up that receptions and receiving yards stat. So yeah, I mean, I know I'm like bashing on him. He's still amazing. He's an
incredible. Yeah, this
incredible route runner, incredible hands and everything.
Yeah.
So and
this pickup
puts that offense really over the edge.
Yeah, this is a game-changing move for Vegas. Yeah, I mean, getting Chandler Jones, getting Max Crosby locked in, huge. I still think that they have like comfortably the fourth. They have the worst roster in the AFC West, but that's not like say worst roster. I don't mean that as an insult. It's just kind of like I don't think they stack up to any of the other guys. However, they're going to be extremely competitive. They're going to win a lot of games. They're going to be. I think they can win 10+ games next year. I think every single team in the division has a chance to win 10+ games next year.
Yeah, I agree.
Every single team has the talent to be at least like 11-6, like legitimately, which is just crazy to think about.
I know. Yeah. The Chargers, we want to move on to them.
Yeah.
Spectacular offseason, really. Their main weakness was that run defense, worst in the league. And they go out and get Austin Johnson and Sebastian Joseph Day and then Khalil Mack, who's a really good run defender. So, I mean, that is pretty much solved. J.C. Jackson in the secondary, which they needed as well. And then he's probably top 2 corner. Just re-signing Mike Williams too.
Yeah.
I mean,
huge.
this is huge for the
Yeah,
Chargers.
the Chargers, top to bottom roster wise, they might have the best one in the NFL right now, which is just crazy to think. I mean, that they 100% should have been in the playoffs last season, but I think they got super unlucky, with just how everything played out in that last game. But yeah, this team is good. This team is really, really good. I think Herbert is phenomenal. I think we both think he's top 5. Keenan Allen's great. Mike Williams re-signing him is great. I think they might just need one more piece receiving wise.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think that Austin Eckler is really good. Offensively, they're perfect. It was just that defense. It's just getting more talent out there, and they probably had the best defensive offseason of any team. You get 3 Pro Bowlers.
Yeah, this team is crazy, man. I mean, you got I feel like their weakness on defense is like linebacker, but Kenneth Murray is improving. He was asked to do a lot in this Staley offense, which is kind of like Staley defense, which is kind of like a Vic Fangio defense where linebackers are required to do a lot. So he's had a tough job, but he'll get better. The secondary is great, especially if Derwin James still stays healthy, which is always a question mark. Him and Joey Bosa really are both question marks of injuries. But the offensive line is pretty much figured out with Rashawn Slater improving and them getting Corey Linsley last offseason. This team is just stacked. All these teams are stacked, bro. All of them. It's insane.
I wouldn't be surprised if every single team in the AFC West just goes 3-3 in division games. Everyone just wins their home games and loses the away games because it's just that competitive.
Yeah, it's
how many national TV games is this division going to
get? I know, right?
It's going to be incredible.
Yeah,
I have a legit feeling that the Rams play on opening. I know they play 3 teams at home. The Broncos are one of them. I think the Chiefs might be another one, and the Bucks are another one. So they could have those 3 be opening night, like Rams Bucks opening night with Brady returning, Rams Broncos with Russell Wilson, and then Rams Chiefs. I don't remember what it was, but they play 3 teams at home, and all 3 could legit be opening night, and the other 2 can actually be primetime games.
Yeah. It feels so good, not to just know the Chiefs are gonna win the division.
Yeah,
and it's they probably
I still think they're the favorite.
But I mean, this is just awesome for Mahomes too, because if Mahomes come with this division goes and wins 3 more division titles in a row, I mean, he's amazing. But yeah, this AFC West is just a bloodbath, and it sucks that we're a part of it, but it's also cool though.
It's cool, yeah, it's fun. It's gonna be fun to watch.
Yeah,
because out non-division games, we should just beat the living crap out of other teams.
I know. Hopefully, it's still the Broncos.
It's still a team that's been sold their soul for a Super Bowl. So hopefully, we're able to be good.
Yeah, I know. It just feels I don't know, dude. The Broncos just disappoint every single year, but it's completely new regime, completely new team. I'm not whatever.
Yeah, honestly, every single part that we had complained about over the past 6 seasons has changed. Coaching's changed. We got an established quarterback, and we have a GM who seems to know exactly what he's doing.
Hey, credit John Elway. That being his last move, getting George Payton is amazing.
Huge, phenomenal. And John Elway's still a part of the team. I don't think he's ever not going to have a say in what happens because he's John Elway. But him giving up the major part of the control, him knowing that was that had to happen.
I know.
Especially him choosing probably the best candidate possible was great.
Yeah, for real. All right, Dallas, the NFC East.
The best division of the worst.
Yeah, literally. Oh my God, I know this division is so bad. But okay, they lost Randy Gregory after that whole debacle, whatever.
Cowboys had a horrific.
Yeah. They did re-sign DeMarcus Lawrence, and Michael Gallup, which is big for them. James Washington, they just recently agreed to terms with. which is good for them, especially after losing Cedric Wilson. But yeah, this offseason, that's the first player, right? Yeah, that's the first player that's actually signed with them, like outside of I guess Dante Fowler.
Dante Fowler, yeah.
So I mean, they've only signed 2 like free agents.
Yeah, I mean, you have to release Lyle Collins.
Yeah.
You trade
Cooper.
And you only get a third and a fifth back, which is not a lot at all for a guy who's borderline top 10. And then you lose Randy Gregory for nothing after you thought that you had signed him back, and then you tried to get cute with it. Like that might have been the worst possible scenario for their 3 guys who were going to leave.
I know.
It's just horrific.
It was crazy. And it's like, I was kind of like wondering, like, and I know you had to trade Cooper, but like, did you really have to trade Cooper? Because you give Michael Gallup this big deal.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you could have like finagled your way into cutting some, freeing up some cap in order to afford Cooper. Let Gallup walk. Cooper's the better receiver.
Yeah.
So it's like they chose like Gallup.
They chose Gallup over Cooper, essentially.
But kind of. I mean, the contract's not obviously as big as Cooper's.
Yeah.
I mean, they chose Gallup with a smaller contract than Cooper with a huge contract, I guess. Which is interesting. They had to franchise tag Dalton Schultz too, which is tough whenever you have to franchise tag someone, especially a guy like Dalton Schultz. I know he's good, but I don't know if he's franchise tag worthy.
Yeah, franchise tag is what's it like? 19 million.
I think for tight ends it's like 12 million.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Because it depends on So yeah, tough offseason for the Cowboys so far. Still a talented team overall.
Mm-hmm.
But that's their thing though. Like, they're talented, but are they actually good? I don't know.
Yeah. We'll have to see. I don't know. This division in general is just really bad.
I know. The Giants, we don't even have to talk about the Giants. They literally didn't do anything except sign Tyrod Taylor. Eagles haven't done anything. Dude, I love how the Eagles haven't done anything because their fans are just so annoying. Literally after like on every post, it's just like future Eagle. I'm like, why are there so many Eagles like fans like these? They literally think they're getting everyone, like they're the Lakers or something.
Yeah.
And I love how they're being humbled. Bad team, bad quarterback, bad free agency. I love it.
Yeah. Howie Roseman has done.
Don't like the Eagles. Yeah.
Howie Roseman has done absolutely nothing. He signed Hassan Reddick, and then he's like, all right.
Hassan Reddick, who literally just, God, he's so overrated, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. 3 or 45 million. That's $7 million less than Chandler Jones got.
Mm-hmm.
Which is,
I know he had 12 sacks with the Cardinals. 5 of them came in one game, and then the Panthers, like, he had 11 sacks, but it's like, sack numbers aren't the greatest. And I'm looking at his like final. Dude, he had from week 12 on. He had half a sack. So it's like he starts out quick, or I don't know. He's just not that good, really.
Yeah, they definitely needed to make more moves than what they have, and I think a lot of it might have just been waiting on the Deshaun Watson stuff, and who knows, maybe they were a team that put in an offer for Russell Wilson, so they didn't really know what was going on. But
yeah,
they got screwed. Got screwed.
Washington. I like the trade for Carson Wentz, really. I mean, he's better than Heineke. He's better than Fitzpatrick. And when you have a defense like that, I mean, I think it's cool. Like, they'll definitely be challenging the Cowboys for the NFC East championship. Andrew Norwell, good pickup for them too. Getting J.D. McKissick after he signed with the Bills.
Well, that's 3 players.
I know.
I've signed with somebody else, and they're like, no.
Dude, that would have been huge for the Bills, I feel like.
Yeah, J.D. McKissick would have been really good for them.
Yeah. But yeah, Carson Wentz, I mean, I'd take him over Jimmy G or quarterbacks like that because, he makes stupid plays. Jimmy G does as well. I don't know why people treat Jimmy G like he's like a steady quarterback who's not going to turn really like stupid. Like sometimes,
Yeah,
like
he has a really good winning percentage, but that's because the rosters around him have
I
been
know this
incredible.
dude,
He goes to Washington.
he might
He's
okay.
gonna go 5-12.
Tom Brady is the luckiest quarterback of all time. Jimmy Garoppolo might be second. That's most like fortunate quarterback of all time.
Yeah, yeah. He has
Like,
Jimmy G's rosters around him have been incredible.
yeah, I mean, he's got the. Well, now I guess that Tom Brady's back. But when Tom Brady retired, I think he was tied for the lead in Super Bowl rings, like of a player in
Oh
the
yeah,
NFL. Active player in the NFL.
Yeah.
I think he was like leading that. Yeah. But yeah, I mean Carson Wentz, he can make any throw. If it's just his mind really and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So I
Yeah,
mean,
and Carson Wentz makes a lot more great plays than he does stupid plays.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you can say the same thing about Jimmy G.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I 100% think it's a good trade for them.
All right, the NFC North. Dude, the Bears, man. The Bears have had a horrendous offseason, I think. Which like sucks for Justin Fields.
Yeah.
I mean, the two wide receivers you bring in are Byron Pringle and Equanimous St. Brown after you lose Allen Robinson.
They screwed up the Allen Robinson thing so much. His first year with Trubisky was great. He had a great first season. And then they just completely phased him out of the offense. And it made no sense. Like, why? You give him all this money. You bring him over. You tell him he's going to be the wide receiver one. And then you don't do anything. And you start throwing at Darnell Mooney more. It's just like, why? I don't
really
know. Weird.
I don't know. I mean, Equanimous St. Brown. Oh my God, he's horrible. Byron Pringle is nice, I guess, as like a third wide receiver, but they did nothing to help Justin Fields. They did nothing to help out the defense at all. They tried bringing in Larry Ogunjobi. I think it's actually fortunate that he failed his physical for them, because first of all, I think Bilal Nichols is a better player, and they let him go to bring in Ogunjobi, who's always hurt, and just, I don't even think he's not. He was out for like the Bengals for a while, and they still could on defense. I don't know. Like, I think it's actually fortunate that they don't have to pay him. I don't even know who Justin Jones is, to be honest. Like, I guess he was with the Chargers, but they brought him in, which is whatever.
With the Chargers, that's not like a great defensive tackles with the Chargers. They're not very good last season.
Yeah. And then other than that, they did not do it. They literally, I mean, just look at these names. Like, their best free agent signing is probably Byron Pringle.
They have a first this year, so I'm assuming they're going to do most of their damage in the draft. But
they better.
I don't know how good of an idea that is, because.
Yeah, I mean, that's what like Ryan Poles. I guess that's his thing, because he was like the scouting director for the Chiefs. But it's like, he hit on Mahomes. Who else? Who else did he hit on?
Yeah, was he there when they drafted? Like,
he was.
Kelsey
when he drafted who?
Kelsey and Hill.
He's only like 36 years old.
Okay, so probably
he was there for Mahomes. I mean, he literally. I mean, he only has a job because he hit on Mahomes. If to be honest, like, that's really what it is. If Mahomes wasn't good, he would probably still just be the scouting director. But I don't know about Ryan Poles. I feel like I'm just hating. I don't know. I don't know why I'm hating on him, but I just don't know what he's really done other than hit on Mahomes in his scouting career.
Yeah.
So we'll see. It's tough for the Bears.
Oh, Wisconsin won. Okay.
Yeah, I know. They ended up blowing them out, really.
All right. That's helps my bracket, but my bracket still sucks.
Detroit Lions.
I like the DJ Chark deal a lot.
Yeah, I do too. That's the guy I like.
I really like that. I don't know who the quarterback's going to be. I think it's probably still Goff, and they're going to play for Bryce Young or CJ Stroud for next year. But I like Chark. I think he was injury riddled in Jacksonville, but he had a really, really good year. He's a very high ceiling type of guy. So for a bad team to sign a high ceiling guy, there's really no risk.
Why didn't the Bears sign him?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, there's so many guys out there where it's like, please just give someone else other than Darnell Mooney
Yeah.
for Fields to throw to. It's like, damn, like.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. They probably are going to go wide receiver in the draft. That's what that tells
They
me.
better, but it's only a second round pick, so they're going to get like the 5th or 6th wide receiver taken off the board.
Wait, do they have a first?
No, they. I guess they just got one from the whatever the Chargers.
No, Chargers didn't give them first.
No, they don't have. They don't have a first. They traded the first last year to New York to trade up for Fields.
Oh my god.
So yeah, they don't have a first round pick.
Oh my god. Why'd they trade him first? Trade up.
I don't know.
Oh, you morons. Oh my god.
Yeah,
okay,
so
yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
then they're screwed.
Yeah. I mean, I guess trading Khalil Mack was probably a good thing. What did they get? A second and a third or something?
Second and a sixth.
And a sixth. Okay. I mean, second's good, but
second's good, but sixth,
yeah. But all right, yeah. The Lions got DJ Chark, really didn't do anything else, but it's not like they're in a position, to go and spend. Jacksonville probably in a better position because they have a young quarterback.
Yeah,
so.
they have an established guy who they're going to build around.
All right, Packers got Aaron Rodgers back, re-signed Devontae Campbell. That's a big deal, by the way. 5 years for a linebacker. It's kind of weird because, as we've said, like I think a linebacker is probably the most invaluable position. Inside linebacker is probably the most invaluable position on the defense. But he played well. He did play well. So
yeah, he's all pro. Kind of out of
nowhere. I know. Literally out of nowhere. Preston Smith, they got him back. We'll see what happens with Zadarius Smith. They probably won't re-sign Zadarius. But he's still out there.
Yeah, he's still there.
But yeah, Aaron Rodgers has officially no weapons now.
That was the craziest thing. Like yesterday when the Devontae Adams trade came out, you're like, well, then why is Aaron Rodgers going back? And Aaron Rodgers knew that this was going to happen. Like he knew Devontae Adams was not going to play another snap in Green Bay. This is definitely either Julio or OBJ or Jarvis is going to be a pack. Someone is going to, but even OBJ, like he's not going to play until like November.
I know.
So like, what's the deal? I honestly, if Aaron Rodgers knew that Devontae Adams was going to not play ever again for the Packers, why in the world would you go back? Like, why would you go back?
Yeah, I'm trying.
Do you seriously care that much about loyalty? Like, you spent so much time there. They clearly did not put a team around you to win.
Mm-hmm.
You need to change the scenery. Go somewhere else. And that's not me saying like, oh, I'm salty the Broncos didn't get him. No, like even if the Steelers got him or something, I feel like that'd be better than what he has now, at least weapons wise. So
yeah, I actually think like this is like theoretically, if they sign Julio and draft 2 wide receivers in the first round, which I think is a possibility that they could do, that is not that bad of a. That's a pretty. It's a better wide receiver core than they had last year, I think.
That's fair.
If you get 2 good rookie wide receivers and Julio, if you re-sign MVS, who's a free agent still, I think I would take that over Devontae, MVS, and like Lazard of last year.
But would you take that over something else that another team has?
No.
Like, would you take that over what Denver has or over what Pittsburgh has?
Yeah, definitely not. Which is
that's my issue. Like, if he wants to stay and like build something again there, I guess sure, but I don't know. I still think that's stupid, especially considering that he signed an extension with so much money, and that probably made it harder to pay Adams. And Adams got offered more money than the Raiders gave him, but it's like I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
like
also
if Rodgers takes less money, you can sign bigger. It's weird.
Yeah,
I just think it's a very narcissistic move to come back because he kind of made it all about himself.
I think Alan Lazard should move to tight end, especially if they draft 2 wide receivers, because I mean, first of all, he's not good. Second of all, I think he would definitely fit way better as a tight end if he adds like 10 pounds over the offseason like a 6'5" tight end who kind of is like a wide receiver build, I think would be a lot better than him being on the outside and running like a 7-flat 40 who cannot run routes or catch anything. So I don't know.
That's fair.
I just think he should be a tight end for them. The Vikings are going to lose Anthony Barr, so they replace him with Jordan Hicks, which I guess is, I don't know, whatever.
No. The Vikings actually did nothing.
Yeah.
We said the Bears did nothing. The Vikings legitimately did nothing. Except Jordan Hicks. They re-signed their punter, signed Harrison Phillips, and they
cleared cap with
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Oh
my God.
I don't know what they're doing.
I'm looking at the Falcons right now. These poor guys. They definitely thought they were getting Deshaun.
Oh my God. I was like convinced he was going to.
I know.
I was convinced.
I know.
I was like, Atlanta probably has more weapons than New Orleans. Like New Orleans is probably gonna have to give up a decent amount of them to clear the cap to even get Deshaun Watson.
I don't.
Like Atlanta's.
This is another thing. Like, it's gonna like sound salty or whatever. Like I don't understand how the Saints, who have been in cap hell the past 3-4 years, how they're even in the discussion for Deshaun Watson to get him, which and then they very well could have gotten him. Just makes like no sense to me. Like the salary cap has to be fixed.
It does. There has to be stricter rules about how you can restructure it.
Yeah,
It's so
whether
easy
it's stopping that rule that turns salary into signing bonus, which clears cap. They need to, I think, get rid of that rule. Or the what's the other thing that teams do? They just extend. What is it? They just like what the Vikings did with Kirk Cousins, extending stuff to like the back of the contract, clearing $14 million this year. Like it's so easy to just
clear cap,
manipulate the cap and everything, and it makes no sense. Like you should never be able to just sign that many players. It's kind of the Chiefs too.
I think
it's the Saints. Like you shouldn't be able to do that.
I think the NBA has cap figured out the best.
Yeah.
Like you never see players like restructuring contracts or doing signing bonuses. That like you sign who you sign and that is it. You can't really do anything else outside of that. Or you have to trade to like free the cap and match the cap. The NFL has it screwed up in one way, and the MLB has it screwed up in the other way because they don't even have it.
I know. Oh my God, dude! Like Freddie Freeman, like it's just so stupid, bro. Like the Dodgers literally just have an all-star team, and they didn't work for any of it. It's all because they are in LA. Like it's such bullshit, but whatever.
Yeah.
The Saints lose Marcus. What's his name? Marcus Williams?
Marcus Williams, yeah.
Okay, because I see they signed Marcus May. I'm like, am I mixing up the names? Marcus May to replace him. I mean, that's pretty good, I guess. Winston's probably going to come back now.
Yeah. I think if Winston stays healthy, the Saints are a 100% playoff team. I think Kamara's legal stuff has to get figured out with what happened at the Pro Bowl. But if they're able to get Kamara back, keep Michael Thomas healthy, I think that defense is still legit. I think Marcus May and Marcus Williams. I think Marcus May is very underrated. I think Williams is better, but May is still very, very good. Yeah,
May is good. That's one guy I think I would have wanted to see the Broncos sign as like a strong safety.
Yeah.
All right, my DoorDash is arriving soon. We'll talk about the Buccaneers. Somehow the Buccaneers, after like half their team is a free agent, just got better because they like re-signed all the important ones, and they trade for Shaq Mason, and they somehow get Russell Gage.
And Brady comes back.
And Logan Ryan.
Oh my God. They got everybody. They're still an absolute beast in the NFC. Somehow they got Shaq Mason. I don't understand how that happened. Ali Marpet retires, and then they're just like, you know what? We'll just get Shaq Mason from the Patriots. I don't know what the Patriots are doing. I really don't know.
It's definitely cap space stuff, but it's like, okay, well, if it's cap space stuff, why did you just go and spend so much money on like 2 tight ends last year?
Yeah,
I don't know. Bill Belichick is kind of having a weird couple seasons because they're not doing anything this year.
Yeah, they're not doing anything. I mean, like, do you really think you can win a Super Bowl with this same roster?
You just spent all your money on like Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry and other guys that don't like Matthew Judon, and it's like they lost J.C. Jackson. They had to lose Shaq Mason. I don't know, bro.
Yeah,
they had to trade Stephon Gilmore that one year.
Yeah. Stephon Gilmore's not a guy I wouldn't mind Denver, by the way.
Yeah, I know, definitely not.
If they can bring him back or bring him here. I don't know what his market is right now, but
I don't know.
Wait, the Phillies got Schwarber?
Yeah, they did. They did a couple days ago, right?
Oh, I didn't even know that. They got Schwarber and Castellanos. It's pretty good.
Yeah. That's kind of rough defensively thinking.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. NFC West, the Cardinals. I'm just gonna kind of like hurry this up. We don't have to talk about the Cardinals.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything. The Rams, I think getting Allen Robinson is pretty good for them, especially if they lose Odell. It's kind of weird that they're like entertaining Robert Woods offers.
I think that means that they're confident they're going to be able to get Odell.
Yeah,
back.
That's what I think too.
So if they're able to get Odell back, I 100%. I think Robert Woods is kind of the odd man out.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to get some picks back from Robert Woods too. Robert Woods is very, very good.
Yeah,
I think he's extremely underrated.
They did a good job re-signing 2 offensive linemen too.
Yep.
The Niners took Charvarius Ward away from the Chiefs, which I was happy about for sure.
Yeah.
Because the Chiefs, I feel like they're like struggling at corner now. I mean, they've been struggling at corner these past like few years, but especially now that their best one just left. So I was happy to see that as a Broncos fan, but that's pretty good pickup for the Niners.
Mm-hmm.
Seahawks. The Seahawks just blew up their entire team.
Yep.
For some reason, I guess they've been trying to push Russell Wilson out like for a few years, which I don't know, makes no sense to me because the 8 weeks you let him cook in 2020, he was the MVP, and then he has a bad like one game, and then they just stop letting him cook.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, like, which is kind of weird. Like, they're just like a run. Pete Carroll, I think, is just football's like past him now because they've just been trying to win through running and defense with a bad defense.
Yeah, they haven't had a good defense in like 4 years.
I know.
I think everyone, when you think of the Seahawks, you still think of defense because of that Legion of Boom.
Yeah,
like
they've not had a good defense.
They haven't had a really good
defense. And then it's like, okay, it looks like you're blowing your team up, but then you also want a 30-year-old D tackle from the Broncos in the trade.
And you're in on Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. And then you re-sign like Quandre Day. I don't know. You get these 2 first-round picks. You have to hit on these 2 first-round picks. And guess what they haven't done in the past like 10 years? They've hit on literally none. I was looking at their like top 50.
Yeah.
Since the Russell Wilson, Richard Sherman draft, which those guys are, oh shit, my DoorDash just called me, but their best pick since 2012, Jordan Brooks in the top 50. Yeah. So, all right, hold up.
Okay, I can go into what the Seahawks have done. So, you get Locke from the Broncos trade. Both Asher and I think that Locke can be really good with the right team. Honestly, I don't know if Seattle is that place for him because Seattle is weapons-wise, they're much more lacking than Denver. You still do have DK Metcalf, athletic freak. You get Noah Fant from there, who Locke has a really good rapport with. You still have Tyler Lockett. Your offensive line stinks. And they're just in a weird, really, really weird position. It's gonna be a difficult season. It looked like Seattle was kind of pushing Wilson out the door, and Russ, when he was asked about it, he was like, "Oh, I think this was a mutual parting of ways." But then Seattle kind of said that he was the one who initiated it, and Russ kind of said that it was the other. So there's still a lot to be figured out. Yeah, this is this is a tough franchise, honestly. Like this is a really tough franchise. It's going to be tough to see. They're still in on a quarterback. Maybe they get Baker. Maybe they stick with Locke. Maybe they draft one with the pick. Who knows? I got to go pee really, really badly. So I will be back. All right. Sorry about that. Yeah, Seattle, they're in a really weird situation right now. I honestly do not know how or what their I don't know what their direction is because you get younger with Fant and Locke, but you also get older with Shelby Harris. You re-sign Quandre Diggs, like Asher said. I mean, he's a really good piece. I think he's a guy kind of has to keep, but at the same time, like paying for him, paying a lot for him is weird because you can't be. I don't know if you're going to be able to pay DK Metcalf. You want to keep Tyler Lockett. You want to keep Rashad Penny, who had a really good season last year. Seattle's in a tough spot, both financially and just talent wise. It doesn't really know it doesn't look like they know what they're doing, which is definitely unfortunate. I will wait to see. I'm gonna wait to see. I talk about baseball when Asher was like, "This is a long episode." I think I might put timestamps in the comments to see. I don't know how long this is. I'm not sure how long it is. Let me check. Oh my god! Yeah, this is gonna be like a 2-hour episode. Ooh. Avs are playing. I did not know the Avs are playing. Oh, they won 5-3. Nice. Let's go, boys. Oh wow, they were 4-1. Jesus. Country Helm. Okay. Car. Nice. Chuskin 2. This means Francois. Yeah. Francois hasn't been the greatest lately. I still have no clue what's going on with Claude Giroux. Claude Giroux is a guy that Colorado's been interested in. He's from the Philadelphia Flyers. I don't know if he is. I'm just kind of spitballing. I don't know anything about hockey, but.
All right, I'm back.
All right. I just kind of talked about Seattle a little bit, Then I mumbled about hockey because I tried because the Avalanche they played. They're interested in one guy from Philadelphia because the NHL trade deadline's coming up.
Garreau or something.
Yeah, Claude Giroux. I don't. Good? He's really good. He's on a bad team. He's really good. But like last night, there were so many reports that he had been traded to the Florida Panthers, who are really, really good as well. Yeah. But
wait, what's his first name?
Claude.
Okay, I'm not even gonna try to spell it. Giroux hockey.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So he's good, but it basically was like I thought it was confirmed that he's going to Florida, but then it's like, wait, no, Philadelphia is still considering Colorado's offer. So he's not playing for them right now because he doesn't know where he's going to go. So that's the thing.
Let's hope we get Claude.
Yes. I already made a couple of trades, but nothing crazy.
So he's just like an old good player that a contending team would want to push him over the edge.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. I think we might be done with NFL stuff unless you got
for sure
more to say about Seattle.
Nah. I mean, I hope Drew Lock does well, man.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens with DK too, because he's an unrestricted free agent after this year. So
he's already been in the league that long. Jeez.
Yeah, I know. So will they trade him? Will they let him go? We'll see. Will they trade Tyler Lockett? It's just tough, man, because like the Seahawks just don't hit on draft picks. So it's like this regime hasn't. It's not like it's the Seahawks.
Yeah.
The GM and Pete Carroll. I think John Schneider's his name or something.
Yeah, John Schneider's the GM.
But yeah, no, I think I'm done with football.
Okay. I guess we go to baseball. Baseball lockout ended. Free agency has been the hot stove has been hot. I guess the biggest thing for us, Chris Bryant coming to the Rockies. Why? We don't know.
Who knows?
Who knows?
But it's fun.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Like, I did not realize he was 30 years old, but I thought he was like 28.
He's 30?
Yeah, he's 30.
He signed up for 7 years?
I know. At least baseball players do last a long time.
They do.
I guess he just turned 30. Okay.
That's not horrible. But yeah, that was like. It was reported that the Rockies were interested in Chris Bryant before the lockouts. This has been a thing for like 3-4 months. But no one, I don't think anybody actually thought that it would happen.
I know.
Because it's like, all right, they trade away Nolan Arenado. They're not keeping Trevor Story. They let John Gray walk without a qualifying offer. They're just going to tank. They're going to tank. And then they shell out $182 million after giving up $200 million and paying $50 million for Nolan Arenado. It's like, why? Like it'll be cool. I'll tune into Rockies games because of Chris Bryant. So I guess if that was their plan, it worked. But at the same time, like, why? Just so confused.
I don't know. I mean, the only reasoning I see, I guess, is from the ownership side is oh wait, my bad, my dad just wrote me. But you look at the starting rotation, and it's like I feel like they think you need to capitalize with the starting rotation. But you did just lose John Gray, so it's weird.
Yeah.
But it's like the rotation is still good, underrated, still young-ish. So I feel like if you look at it from that standpoint, it's like, all right, we have a solid rotation, which the Rockies have never had. You got to go for it now. But you don't resign Story. I don't know.
I thought it was just so odd. Like, if you want to capitalize on the starting rotation, you keep Nolan, okay? And I think this.
I know you should have done it. Yeah.
And another thing is
so close, dude. You're literally 2017, 2018. They're so close to being a great team.
Yeah.
And they just
the downfall was not keeping DJ LeMahieu. That was the downfall.
Yeah.
The second you let DJ LeMahieu walk, and then you sign Daniel Murphy for the exact same contract that he signs in New York. that was when everything started to go downhill.
Ian Desmond.
Ian Desmond. Well, a lot of people hate on the contract. Like, yeah, it was bad. Like 5 years, $70 million for a guy who's primarily an outfielder, and you play him and he plays first base. Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. However, you were still winning with him.
I know. Yeah.
Like the season you sign him, you make the wild card, which is a huge improvement over the last 10 years. Then the next year, you make the wild card again, and you're one game away. You go to game 163 for the division. And then you let go of the guy who got you there with DJ LeMahieu, an all-star, a gold glove, one of the best defensive second basemen in MLB history. And you let him go for Daniel Murphy? And ever since then, Colorado's just been making boneheaded move after boneheaded move. Anyway, if Chris Bryant wants to be here, more power to him. It'll be good. I think, capitalizing on the rotation is smart. It is a good rotation. If you can, get them more playoff starts, great. But it just doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. It just really does not.
Yeah, I have no idea. But at least it is cool that they're trying.
Yeah. I think that obviously this is this is a lot to do, but you keep Nolan, right? I think if you keep Nolan, if you keep Nolan, you keep DJ LeMahieu. Both of those were extremely possible. Those two things were extremely possible to do. I think you can be a playoff team in 2020 if you kept Nolan. Nolan stays healthy and you keep DJ. You're a playoff team in the shortened 2020 season with the expanded playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
It's still expanded playoffs last year, right?
No? They started 11-3.
They were so good. And then I think if you keep that roster and you stay healthy, last season, I still think you can make the playoffs. You stay healthy and you keep going. I do. I legitimately do. With LeMahieu, John Gray stays healthy. Germán Marquez is healthy. The bullpen, Scott Oberg, if he stayed healthy, there's a lot of ifs. There's a lot of ifs, but I truly believe that everything just went downhill after DJ left. And then you just if you I don't understand going for Bryant, but not wanting to keep Story or Gray. It doesn't make sense. If you're able to keep the talent around you, you're a World Series caliber team with all that talent. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, at least Jeff Bridich is gone though. It seems like Bill Schmidt is better, I guess. But it's so weird how you just keep an in-house guy after you've completely failed the team.
Yeah.
And Dick Monfort just keeps the guy who was in the front office and assigns him as the GM. It's don't you want some new thinking after you just failed the past with this amazing team that you just failed? Your analytics department sucks with pitching and stuff like that. And you sign you appoint the guy who's running all the analytics and stuff as the GM, bro. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, the Rockies front office.
I mean, it's Dick Monfort. Dick Monfort needs to either sell the team or he needs to literally just
give up control.
Away.
Yeah.
That's the only way. The Bears too. McCaskey, that owner needs to literally. I mean, passing away helps the team, I believe. And she's 90 years old, so I mean it's coming. Dick Monfort. It feels so bad. He's not that age.
Dick Monfort. A lot of people don't know this, but Dick Monfort was also one of the driving reasons the lockout even happened.
I know.
So, he's not good for the Rockies. He's not good for baseball. It just makes no sense.
His son what did he do with his son again? Didn't he make him some huge official part of this team or something? What is this dude's son's name?
His son, oh yeah. His son, I think his son is the head of the analytics department.
Head of professional scouting.
Yeah.
It's he could be good, but it's the owner's son. Like,
yeah.
like of course. Oh my god, bro. I don't know.
Well, it just makes no sense. Just makes no sense. Yeah. I mean, I like the future of the team.
It's crazy how like there's a Chris Bryant signing is like depressing.
Yeah, like it's cool, and I think Ryan McMahon is phenomenal. I think he's great. I think Herman Marquez is incredible. I think if Kyle Freeland can get back to what he was in 2018, I think he'll be great. You have pitching talent coming up in the minors. Brendan Rodgers is still very good, or he's going to be very. I still think he's going to be very good.
I do too.
Like you have some,
but that's been the thing. Like the past, like years, it's like you look up and down the roster, and it's like, okay, this still is like not that bad.
Yeah.
Name wise, and like potential wise, but I think it's just the way you're signing the wrong pitchers in altitude. You're signing the wrong hitters in altitude. Like you always have to keep that in the back of your mind. And it's like the Rockies just don't. Like you're playing in the most weird place to play in the MLB. And
you're like
you're not even thinking about that.
You're stuck in this state of mediocrity when every single other team around you in the division has a sense of where they're going to go. San Francisco wants to be good. Los Angeles is going all in. San Diego's going all in. And Arizona knows they want to suck. But Colorado doesn't seem like, oh, do we want to go all in? Do we want to suck? No, we're going to stay right here in the middle and get ticket sales. And it's just like, are you serious?
That's the thing. They're all the Rockies are always like top 7 in attendance, which like is cool, but also sucks because like I wish no one would show up.
Yeah.
Which forces Dick to sell the team.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, everyone shows up to the games, and he's still making money after failure after failure. So,
yeah, there's just a lot of rough stuff. Trevor's story, I guess. I mean, if we want to move on from the Rockies, I don't know how much else we can say about it. Just a depressing thing.
Yeah.
I'll watch for Chris Bryant and Ryan McMahon and Brendan Rodgers and Kyle Freeland and Herman Marquez and Ronald Tapia. But outside of that, it's just like
who's
the future of the team. I never know what the next season is gonna.
I know.
Like I don't know if the next season we're gonna be a World Series contender or we're gonna suck or we're gonna be in the middle.
Is Dom Nunez our catcher? Like our starting catcher?
I think so. I honestly have no clue. I know we have a guy in the minors who's good, Drew Romo. I know he's
but he's a while away.
He's still a couple years.
At least Zach Veen is a hit already. I think
he's
Romo
great.
Is good, and then what's the other guy's name? There's another guy. I think it's the guy you got from the Cardinals, right?
Elehuris Montero.
Yeah, he's been good.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a little bit of promise there. The MLB.com came out with their pipeline today for next year for this year. And I know like pipeline's not the greatest writer, but the Rockies only had one top 100 guys. So
yeah, I mean Zach Veen was playing in the minors today. Like he had an RBI, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, was he? I think he was like 26th on the list or something. I mean,
he's playing in spring training, which is good for a guy who's going into his second professional season to already be with the spring training roster. Pretty good.
Oh, is he? Wait, so you mean he played in spring training?
Yeah, he played in spring training.
Oh.
So I'm pretty sure he had an RBI in the game.
Let me see.
So I really like that. I think Austin Gomber, I didn't even mention him. He had a really good year last year before he got shut down.
Are you sure he played? I don't see him on the.
I swear.
No, he didn't.
He didn't play?
This is the other guy. Ezekiel Tovar seems good.
I saw him in the fall league.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No, Zach Veen played. He had an RBI today.
How come this is not showing me the subs? I see Valade. Oh, Toglia is good too.
Toglia is good. Brett Boswell, he's good. Ryan Valade, he spent some time with the majors last year. Yeah, Zach Veen,
Why is this not?
he
Okay,
went
yeah.
one
He
for
did.
two. He
Okay.
popped out, he walked, and he singled to center for an RBI.
So Drew Romo had a walk and an RBI.
I legitimately do not know who is the starting catcher this season. It could be Dom Nunez.
Who is this Servin dude? I don't even know. Shunk seems decent too.
Who?
Shunk. I think his name's like Aaron Shunk.
Aaron Shunk, yeah.
Yeah, third baseman. He's already 24. And then isn't this Jameson Hanna guy good?
Jameson Hanna's good. He had a ridiculously good spring training last year. I know that.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah. How is there's another guy that I'm thinking of. Oh yeah, Bernard. Oh, he's 31. He's not good. Oh yeah. Never mind with Bernard. Dude, I remember when they called up. Oh my God, what was his name again? They called up. He was killing it in the minors. The guy, he's like old, but I thought he was like young.
Connor Joe.
No, last year, long hair. I only played a couple games.
Oh,
really bad. God,
I know who you're talking about.
He was amazing in the minor league. I thought he was like one of our like prospects that just went crazy in the minor leagues.
Oh, I know.
But then I looked up and he's like 32 years old. And I'm like,
yeah. Hold on. Oh, I'm gonna figure this out.
Rockies.
I was just looking up Rockies call-ups 2021 transactions. Maybe going to transactions. When do you remember when this was?
It was near the end of the year. Is Josh Fuentes still on our team?
Yeah, I think he is.
I just saw the name.
Oh, Colton Welker. He's good. Colton Welker.
Oh yeah.
He's another guy.
Dude, where is this guy? I literally just saw the name. Taylor Motter.
I just saw.
He was here. Let me look up his minor league stats of last year.
He was raking.
Insane.
He was absolutely raking.
How do I look at minors?
It's with Boston now.
Yeah, I know. I remember that. Last year in AAA, hit .313 with 24 homers. This is only in 82 games, by the way. 24 homers in 82 games. And then we call him up.
He has 3 hits and 20 at-bats.
Yeah. It's a 20 at-bats. Yeah, literally. Dude, I thought he was actually like amazing. Oh my God.
I remember that. I remember that so vividly.
That made me mad, but all right, I don't know if you want to talk more baseball stuff.
We kind of touched on Freddie Freeman. I think he was kind of the biggest signing so far. That's just insane. The Dodgers are insane, but hopefully, like in classic Dodger fashion, they choke.
Yeah, that's all I hope. Just joke.
The Braves signed Kenley Jansen, which is actually huge. And I think the Braves, Ronald Acuna, he's going to come back. The fact that they won the World Series without Ronald Acuna playing is ridiculous. So I think you still have Austin Riley, you have Ozzie Albies, you have Acuna.
The team's good. Matt Olson.
You got Matt Olson still. You have a good rotation. You get Kenley Jansen to beef up the bullpen. You're going to get Kirby Yates at some point coming off Tommy John. Hopefully he's still good.
I wish we had a good baseball team, dude.
Baseball's so fun to watch when your team is good. Like so 2017 and 2018, I was having so much fun watching baseball. Oh my goodness. And then I think if you're able to bring back Jorge Soler, I don't know if he's going to come back, but if you are able to bring him back, like this team is going to be. I think they're probably still World Series favorites, honestly, because that team is still incredibly stacked. Even without Freeman, because like Freeman didn't play well in the NLCS in the World Series. Yeah, like, he was pretty bad. It was Eddie Rosario and Jorge Soler who really took off and kind of carried them through. But so I think they'll be fine with that. I mean, it's just weird because Freddie Freeman is Atlanta.
Yeah, I know. Baseball. Everyone leaves.
Yeah. Yeah. Once again, nobody's staying. Like, why is Chris Bryant going to the Rockies? Why? Why are you here, man? Why are you here, man? It doesn't make any sense.
This is literally like Kevin Durant joining the Warriors. Why is nobody talking about like Freddie Freeman being just a little like snake, bro? Like, you just joined the most stacked team. Have some pride, bro. Like, damn.
I mean, to be fair to him, he wins a World Series. He re-signed. He stayed with the Braves when they were horrible. So he re-signed. He won a World Series with that team, and now he's going to play for his hometown team. Like, I get it. It just sucks that the Dodgers are ridiculously good now.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I were like an NBA player, right, and I get drafted to the freaking Timberwolves or something, right, and we suck for a while, but then we win a championship in my last season, and I'm like, you know what, I won a World Series or I won a championship, whatever. Now I'm gonna play for my hometown team. Like, no matter how good or bad the Nuggets were, I would probably do that because they're the Nuggets, and like
that is true.
Want to play for them. It just sucks that the Dodgers just won a World Series. They were a 100-win team last year, and now they add.
Who's playing shortstop for them? Probably Trey Turner. Yeah, I forgot they traded.
Oh my God!
I was thinking like, oh, they lost Kyle Seager, Chris, whatever. What is his name again? Corey Seager. I was thinking like, maybe short. No, they got Trey Turner.
God dang!
So stupid, man.
Bellinger, and they kept Muncy too.
I know, somehow.
So like that infield is Freeman
and Justin Turner.
That infield's what? Freeman, Gavin Lux.
It's so stupid. Or you can put Chris Taylor there too.
You put Chris Taylor at any position. You got Trey Turner at short, and you got Justin Turner at third. Then the outfield, AJ Pollock, Mookie Betts, Chris Taylor. All those guys are all stars. Rotation, you
don't even say Cody Bellinger.
Oh yeah, Cody Bellinger too.
Or Max Muncy.
Yeah, Muncy's there at first, or probably DH.
DH, yeah.
Oh my God, Cody Bellinger won an MVP 2 years ago, and I completely forgot that he existed. Like, that roster is ridiculous. Thank God they lost Kenley Jansen. I'm so tired of.
I know, I am too, dude. He pisses me off. Who's their cat? Oh yeah, Will Smith. God,
Will Smith. About that. He's also good.
Yeah, he's just the best catcher in the league.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, I forgot. Javi Baez for some reason signed with the Tigers. Like, why is Javi Baez?
Wait, did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, he did. That was early. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Why are you? Why?
Oh yeah, they just got Danny Duffy too, didn't they? The Dodgers.
Dodgers. Yep.
Nice. Real nice. Oh, Tyler Anderson bandwagon his way to the Dodgers. Wow. Good for you, Tyler.
They also, wait, I don't know who that is. What else?
Jake Lamb.
They signed Jake Lamb.
Yeah.
Remember Jake Lamb had like 30 homer, 100 RBI season?
He was so
never
good.
Did anything again.
I know. He scared me like when he went against the Rockies. Wasn't that like the wild card year too?
Yeah,
it was 2017.
That Diamondbacks team was good.
Mm-hmm.
Goldschmidt.
Peralta. Remember Yasmani Tomas?
Yeah. He signed that.
He was good too in 2017. Contract. I know.
Man.
Dude, he had 31 homers in 2016. I didn't even realize that.
Yasmani Tomas?
Yeah. He had 31 homers in 2016. And since then, in his career, he's hit 8. In like 6 years.
Oh my God.
Wait, what even happened here? Oh no, never mind. I thought that was he didn't play in 2018. He didn't play in 2020. Dude, how did he just have 31 homers out of nowhere? His 2015 season was bad. His 2017 season, right after that 31 homer season, was bad. I don't know. He has money, Tomas.
How old is he? He's not that. He can't be that old. He's 31. Okay. Dude, baseball's so weird.
Yeah.
Baseball is so weird. I think that's it. I don't really have anything else.
Yeah, no, I'm hungry too.
This is a long episode. This is like 2.5 hours.
2:03.
2 hours. Jesus Christ. All right. Yeah. I think we have milked it as much as possible.
I know. Everyone should be watching at this point.
Yeah. Everyone does make it to this point. Thank you for watching. We will be here Sunday after the Nuggets play the Celtics. That's going to be a very good game. Hopefully, the Nuggets win. Hopefully, Aaron Gordon does not become I don't even know what he is right now. Hopefully, Will Barton doesn't become Tony Snell again.
Tony Snell that can't shoot.
Tony Snell that can't shoot or defend or finish.
I was gonna say like Tony Allen offensively.
Yeah, Tony Allen offensively and Facu defensively. That's what, that's what he's doing right now. Hopefully, he's able to come back. Hopefully, Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray come back. I've waited too long. I need them back. Keep you updated on that if any other free agency moves happen, both in baseball and basketball. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.